What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 most heavily shorted EV stocks in the market as of right now. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data for this upcoming week, it is going to be a crazy roller coaster, and that's an understatement. Monday is going to be more of a technical driven day, as well as people trying to forecast what might be coming out the rest of the week. Tuesday and Wednesday, you have Powell speaking, and so ultimately he's going to be talking on labor market, recent data, CPI, inflation, just the overall stance of everything. And I think given the recent data last week, tail end of last week, you're going to have him somewhat cautious. And so a lot of people are going to be paying very close attention to some of the verbiage that he does use. So that's going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then, like I said, a couple other Fed speakers throughout the week. But on Wednesday, you have the dreaded CPI. And then you have on Thursday PPI, and then over and above that, just the typical initial jobless claims. And then on Friday, retail sales. So you have a lot of opportunity for the market to be shaken up quite significantly. And so that could really work in favor of a kind of a rebound in the broader market, or could really just intensify it. So stay tuned for that. But as far as kind of the top 5, let's get right to it. RIVN. Currently at $12.48 over the last 1 year. It is down 17.73%. Over the last 6 months, down 9.47. So EV market has definitely been suppressed for quite a few different reasons, but RIVN, I think that they have been making some pretty good improvement operationally. 19.73% of the free float is being shorted though, so that works out to be 146.83 million shares. Friday, shorts did increase 366,000 shares, utilization 54.69. And then short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is sitting at 72.88. Shorts have been returning a little bit over the last little bit, so it looks like it peaked at 19.94. So it's gone down slightly, nothing really crazy to get excited about though. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 1.7 million shares is available to be shorted. And the reason why I bring that up is on stocks that have somewhat limited supply, you could see some buying coming from big money, such as BlackRock, Vanguard, other big names, as they like to buy stock and lend it out. So kind of a good, bad kind of scenario. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that, whether that's a good thing or bad. But aside from that, RIVN is stock number 5. Moving on to stock number 4, Workhorse, sitting at 49 cents, down 6.54%. Over the last 1 year, down 90.03, and then over the last 6 months, down 57.74. There's also a lot of good information right here as well, so feel free to pause it and go through it. But definitely Workhorse has been kicked around quite a lot. And aside from that, 20.88% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 7.82 million shares overall are being shorted. Shorts increased roughly around 26,000 shares on Friday, so not all that much. Cost to borrow average 29.96, and then short score is 78%. So I'm bringing this up more so for analysis purposes, not here to say that these stocks are squeeze plays or anything, but it's good to kind of know what the counterparties are really doing, because obviously shorts feel like these stocks in one way or another are going to go down. So it's good more so for analysis purposes rather than anything. And then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 3,000 shares is available. So you could see some corresponding buying come Monday, just so you can lend out some shares. So something to keep in mind. Moving on to stock number 3, you have Lucid. So sitting at $2.83. Friday went down 2.08. Over the last 1 year, down 16.27%. And then over the last 6 months, it is down 2.75%. But 22.88% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 272.57 million shares overall are being shorted. Shorts returned 320,000 shares, so now this is the 4th consecutive day of shorts returning, and that is very abnormal for Lucid. But short score 73.24, and then cost to borrow average very, very low, so 1.13%. But there is an excess of 10 million shares available to be shorted. So this is why, again, it's good to analyze, because there's a lot of shares that could be shorted with, and it's very cheap to do so, but shorts are kind of choosing the latter and returning. So that might, again, insinuate that they feel there's more upside coming. Both RIVN and Lucid do have their earnings coming out in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. So Lucid is stock number 3. Moving on to stock number 2, you have NKLA, so sitting at 44 cents. It did go down 41.12% on Friday. Over the last 1 year, down 97.85%, and then over the last 6 months, down 93.95%. So definitely another stock to be somewhat feared over, or fearful over, I guess, if that makes sense. But 23.77% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 20.02 million shares. Shorts did increase a small amount, so 164,000 shares. So given the overall volume that did happen on Friday and the price action, it does mean that big money was legitimately selling. So it wasn't necessarily shorts. Cost to borrow average 74.18, utilization is 77.01. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 60,000 shares is available to be shorted. Typically stocks, as they might near a reverse stock split or just the potential delisting, you might not see some buying coming from big money or something. So again, definitely something to kind of keep in mind. So NKLA is stock number 2. And then moving on to stock number 1, Faraday Future, sitting at $1.31, did go down 1.5% on Friday. Over the last 1 year, down 87.94%, and over the last 6 months, down 85.64%. So a lot of the stocks I've talked on have definitely struggled over the last 6 months. I think the two ones that are clearly doing somewhat okay, Lucid and RIVN, are number, was it 3 and 4. But as far as Faraday, 32.94% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 14.41 million shares. Cost to borrow average 18.82, and then utilization is 73.74. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 2.1 million shares is available to be shorted. In all the stocks that I kind of talked on today, if you feel like there is dilution occurring, just they haven't submitted a SEC form to really validate that, then this number might be wrong, right? Because that is just a basic ratio formula. And so if outstanding share count is going higher, then this number would be going down. So I'm sure many of the stocks I did talk on are actually diluting behind the scenes, such as, for instance, Faraday, even NKLA, Workhorse, possibly even RIVN. Many of them could be diluting behind the scenes. So just take everything with a grain of salt, do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Do you own any of these stocks? If so, give yourself a shout out in the comments below. Or are you planning on buying any of these stocks as well? I think that's more of an important question. So yeah, what's your general thoughts? Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing, if you are looking for buy signals, I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point, so definitely worthwhile to pop over to my Patreon. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.